Before we get into this episode, I would like to make a quick disclaimer that all of Society Inspired's interviews and the information we share are 100% for learning experience and to hear the different sides of the various issues we discuss. We never endorse nor support violence, and we are committed to promoting peace. I want to create a safe space for learning and comfortable place for people to be able to start to speak. Hope you enjoy. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 10th episode of Society Inspired. My name is Gemma. I am 15 years old and a Palestinian American teen. I am honored to have Neetu Jindal as our special guest for episode number 10. Would you like to introduce yourself, tell us your stories, what you do, and also share your preferred pronouns, please?
Hi, Gemma. How are you? Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to speak about.
Thank you for being here.
Uh, my name is Neetu Jindal. I go with the pronouns she, her, hers. And professionally, I'm an attorney, having worked on Wall Street for many, many years. I'm currently with the World Vegan Vision. And I'm on there. So I'm the committee member on the team, also working as a secretary right now. I helped World Vegan Vision start a few chapters. So the last one we did was in Mumbai, in India.
Awesome.
So very exciting. And then we can talk a little bit about World Vegan Vision later on. And I can tell you what kind of programs we do and all of that. But I'm very excited to be here. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for being here. I am a vegan myself, and I don't think veganism is talked about enough in the field of activism. So could you just give a simple definition of what veganism is and why people may decide to go vegan?
Sure. So the actual definition, like I looked it up, the actual definition of veganism is this, and I'll tell you what it means for me. So veganism is the practice of abstaining from use of animal products, particularly in diet, and an associated philosophy that rejects the commodity status of animals, right? In simple words, what it means is that we, as a human being, have no right to use, abuse an animal for any purpose, including diet, mainly diet, but also for your entertainment, for clothing. Clothing could include leather, fur, it could include silk. People do experimentation on animals, so not for experimentation. Not for entertainment. So entertainment could include horse riding. It could include circuses and zoos. Those are all entertainment. Unfortunately, we use and abuse animals in so many different levels. So for me, veganism means a whole picture. It's not only my diet. It of course started with my diet, but then also leaving animals out of everything else.
Yes, I agree. And I wanted to have this interview because I think veganism is approached with so much hatred just because of the misunderstanding of it. And so I think that was an amazing definition. What is the reason you decided to go vegan, and how long have you been vegan?
So I've been vegan for 25 years. This is going to be my 25th year. But I decided to go vegan because of animal compassion. It really happened pretty much overnight for me. Although my earliest memories are playing with puppies on the street. So I was born with compassion, and I was born into a vegetarian family, but not for the reasons of compassion, for the reasons of religion. Hindu families tend to be more vegetarian than not. So I was born into a vegetarian family, grew up eating eggs, which was heavy. We were heavy on eggs, we were heavy on dairy. But around your age, when I was 15, I realized that eggs can't be vegetarian because they don't grow on trees, and a chick comes out of it, so it cannot be vegetarian. So I left eggs, and my family did too. And then few years later, I realized that milk. So they saw a video actually where a cow was being abused in the dairy industry.
Always the videos.
What's that?
I said it's always the videos. You always see the videos.
The most powerful thing, because we don't believe things that people tell us. We believe what we see. right? So it
100%.
so happened that I came across this video of a cow, literally like she was going through this labor pain because an oxytocin injection was being given to her, and which actually produces a lot more milk than she would produce normally. And she was going through this pain cycle, and I couldn't see it. And I said, if this is what my glass of milk is causing her, I don't want that glass of milk.
Yeah.
So that was my day I turned vegan, and I never looked back.
Dang. Wow. Why did you go vegan? Just for the
That's why, like the
environment?
compassion bit, like it
Compassion.
just really hit me that I have no right to do this to another animal just for taste. Frankly, milk is not even good for us.
Yeah.
Meat is not even good for us, but we do it just for taste because it's there and we love
Yeah.
the taste and smell of it.
Yeah, I did it for the compassion too. I was, yeah, it was the documentaries and the videos when I started looking into it. I was like, oh wow, like it kind of traumatized me. Uh, how would everyone changing their diet to a vegan diet help not only your personal health, but the environment also? What would be the benefits?
So basically, of course, it comes like with veganism is a three-prong sort of approach, right? Like you are not only helping animals, you're helping the environment, and you're also helping your health. uh, for me, health and environment is almost like uh, a free benefit from it, sort
Mm,
of. But I don't know if you're aware, but greenhouse gases, which is the biggest
yes.
reason for climate change, the biggest reason for greenhouse gases is animal agriculture.
Yeah.
Um, 51% of greenhouse gases are emitted from all of these animal farms, right?
Oh wow.
And
Okay.
if you were to combine all the cars in the world, all the factories, all the ships, all the trains, everything that's transportation and industry, it's only 13%.
Oh,
51 is animal agriculture, and nobody talks about it.
51%.
So
Wow. Okay.
yes. So, and then to add to it, we're cutting down trees so we can grow crops for the animals because we need to feed all of these billions of animals so we can eat them. So imagine there's 8 billion of us, and we have so many billion animals that we're trying to kill for
Yes.
making food for us, right? But we're cutting down Amazon forest. So that's the environment impact again. Like those forests are the lungs for human beings. Where
Yeah.
else will you get
Yes.
your oxygen from? So we are killing the seas, we are killing the forests, and we're also emitting all this gas, the methane. So that is the environment piece, right? So if you are an environmentalist and if you really care for climate change, please go vegan. That's
Yeah.
the best thing you can do. And
Yeah.
then health, of course, your health will benefit because I have seen it in my own family where my parents were both highly diabetic and they've gone vegan and they've reversed their diabetes. So diabetes is definitely like you can try it out. People who have diabetes can really try it out. Diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, even your mental health, the cognitive health,
Yes.
all of that will improve just from going vegan. And of course, you will be healthier. You'll feel more energetic. I was going through law, so this is what happened. So when I turned vegan, I was about to go to law school. And my mother was really upset that she thought, I don't think you're going to be able to, concentrate. You're going to be so weak. You're not going to be able to concentrate on your,
Yeah.
extensive studies that you need to do for law school. And I actually proved her wrong because after that, I had more focus. I had more energy and I was able to put all these extra hours and everything. So
100%. Yeah.
yeah, I'm sure you might have noticed those changes too in you when you went.
I totally did. And I'm an athlete. I'm a professional dancer and I could, you know, dance after, well, I don't dance right after I eat, but I didn't feel like weighed down. Like I felt lighter, you know. So it was,
Absolutely. No, I believe it. I really do. I mean, I have a 10-year-old.
yeah,
He is extremely energetic. He's been vegan since birth. I
awesome.
don't think he lacks anything. He never falls sick. I see all the kids in his school having ear infections and coughs and colds and fevers. This
Yeah.
guy is good. He's like, okay,
I
no issues.
I I haven't been sick since I went vegan. Wow. Yeah. I haven't been sick since I went vegan. And my mom never gave me milk, so I never drank milk. So I was on rice milk and like just almond milk and stuff, and then oat milk
Mm-hmm.
became
Yeah,
a big thing. And so that's what I use now. But I was never on milk, so that wasn't difficult for me. But it definitely just does feel better. Um,
yeah.
but yeah, wow. Uh, we talked a little bit about animal experimentation. Why should it not be justified?
So if you go to see from, well, first of all, we don't have any right to use an animal or any living being for that matter
Mhm.
without consent, just because they cannot speak. We have no right
Yes.
to take their life, and not only take their life in the most gruesome way. Like if you go, I would encourage anybody who's watching this to go and look up images of these animals who are being used in experimentation.
Yeah.
You would feel this the sense of panic when you look at them, things being put in their eyes, their brains cut open, like is this just it's and they while they're alive, by the way. So all of this is just done so human beings can benefit from this, right? First of all, we have no right to do that. Secondly, they're not even conclusive. These tests are actually, they're not even accurate. So there's this, I was reading up about this drug called Vioxx. Vioxx is a drug for arthritis. Okay.
That is okay.
Yeah. So it was being tested on monkeys and 5 other species, animal species, not human. It did great on them and they passed the drug. But you know how it caused, I think 3.2 million people, they got heart attacks from that, and 1.4 million people died from it. And this is just one example. There are many other examples where they have not been conclusive, when it works great on animals, but when you try it on humans, it just fails, or vice versa. It could
There's
be
not a point.
there's no point. So even
Yeah.
if you're trying to do this just to show that, oh, we need to pass this legal formality or this kind of regulation, it's not required. It
Yeah.
really is not conclusive. So you're putting animals' lives at risk, you're putting your own life at risk as well. And for cosmetics, I don't know why.
Yeah.
Cosmetics, shampoos and conditioners, like, why do we need
Even
animals?
makeup. Even makeup.
Makeup, yes. But we are now, luckily, like New Jersey has passed a law which says no animal experimentation.
Oh wow. Okay,
Um,
that's great.
Yes, and other, you must have seen a lot of products are now saying cruelty free,
Yeah.
cruelty free. So at least people are opening up to that. It's
Or
slow,
you
but it's
see or you see a little image on the package that has like a bunny and it's crossed off.
exactly the leaping bunny. I have a tattoo of that. It says it's like the leaping bunny with a and it says vegan, so it's a cruelty free vegan.
Oh my gosh. I love that idea. Oh my gosh. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, animal experimentation. I was never really like my mom never really allowed me to use those types of products. Like we always looked for that. Um, Even when I wasn't vegan, but yeah, it's such a scary thing. And searching up images or even like documentaries, which I'm pretty sure you'll have some to give to me and us later for our resources. But ooh, how do you feel about vegan substitutions? Which are your favorite if you use any? There's so many new ones coming out. Like
Yes.
even
Every day.
3 years ago, 3.5 years ago when I went vegan, like there wasn't that much. And now
Yeah.
there's so much. Yeah.
Exactly. And we still choose to not eat. And that's a really sad part. But
Yeah.
the good news is that everybody pretty much is trying. Like Ben and Jerry's has 25 flavors of ice creams that are non-dairy. It's like Ben and Jerry's, Haagen-Dazs, right? They
Yeah.
have vegan flavors. There are companies who only make vegan flavors of ice cream. And I'm just talking about ice cream, but there's chocolates. There is vegan chicken. KFC is offering vegan chicken now, right?
Yep.
Burger King is offering a vegan burger.
Just get it
Um,
without the mayo and the cheese, and then it's vegan.
yes, exactly. So you have to just tell them not to put, which is so odd because it's so easy to get a vegan mayo and vegan
It is.
cheeses.
And like with
Um,
Starbucks and Dunkin' too, like they put like the egg and the cheese on the sandwich, and I don't get it.
exactly.
I don't get
No, exactly. So, but I think we'll get there. At least they're
it. For
offering
sure.
something, and I'm glad about that. And a lot of so you can, if you, I truly, truly mean this, that if you can make something non-vegan, I can make it vegan. I really can. And not only me, I think if you go to a restaurant, we were there like 2 weeks ago to celebrate a friend's birthday. We went to an vegan Italian restaurant, and we had the creamiest pastas, and we
Yum.
had raviolis, and we had risotto. I
Oh,
mean, and you can't tell the difference.
y-
You can't tell the
yeah.
difference. So what are we waiting for? Like, I really feel that all the companies should just give out like we give away
Yeah.
dairy and meat and
They'll
just
they're also going to attract like a lot more customers and work.
eh,
So like I don't know why not. Like I know it can take a lot, but there's a lot of options, so just use them,
mhm,
you know?
yeah. And it's all about supply and demand. I always tell people it's your dollar that speaks. If I take my dollar and I go to the supermarket and I use this dollar to buy a plant-based milk, for example, right? Now my dollar is just given a vote. Put a vote down for a plant-based milk. I remember back in the day, there was only one like soy milk available in Chinese stores, and the soy milk tasted really bad. I wouldn't even go for it. Today, in my supermarket, half of the freezer, the refrigerator
Yes.
section is plant-based milks. Half of it is dairy still, which I feel like why? Because we have 18 different options of plant-based milks.
I
18.
know.
Yeah.
And also like everybody says that it's so hard, but then when you go to the store and try to get vegan stuff, it's all gone. It's like who's taking it?
Exactly.
You.
Exactly.
Anyway, this which isn't a bad thing. Like I'm happy you're trying it,
No,
but
no, I'm happy to.
yeah, no, I'm very happy you're trying it. But like just like like keep trying it and maybe don't speak horribly about it. That's what I wanted to preface because it's
Yeah.
approached with so much hatred
Yeah.
against it, which I think is just misunderstanding on how it is so hard. And if you're listening to the audio, I'm doing quotation marks. It's not there is so many options now to help you. So thank you for talking about those substitutions.
And
uh
can I tell you one more thing?
oh yes,
If
of
you
course.
if you were to go to a restaurant, for example, right? Now, I can tell you this. I could go to a steakhouse and still get vegan food. How? You go to the restaurant, and if you don't see anything that's vegan on the menu, except for
Yeah.
fries, you say to the person who's taking your order, can you substitute the chicken with broccoli, with mushroom, with whatever else you want? If it's a Chinese restaurant, with tofu, you know,
Yeah.
they will readily do that. And, it pretty much comes out the same because they're using the same sauces pretty much. All they're doing is removing the chicken or the beef or whatever else and just putting broccoli, mushroom, and you can even ask for a mix of all the vegetables. It
Yeah.
comes out pretty good. So you don't really have to deprive yourself, really.
Yeah. And that was my next question about we talked about that on the phone about
Mhm.
asking for vegan options at a non-vegan restaurant. It's fairly simple, and even if the waiter or waitress doesn't understand veganism, like I've had full-on discussions about it with them and they've been like, "Okay, so how about I put these two things together? Would that work?" Like they should be willing to work with you. And
And
if
most chefs are.
yeah,
You'd be surprised that I've gone to restaurants and how many people have told me, oh, I am vegan, or my brother's vegan, or my sister-in-law is vegan. Somebody they know is vegan, and they
yeah,
usually are aware. And I usually, if I see something vegan on the menu, when I pay the check, I will write on the check to say, thank you for offering vegan options, just to encourage
yes,
them to have more. Just,
yes.
a little heart over there so they know that somebody appreciated that they have vegan options there.
Yes, very much appreciated. Um,
Mhm.
so now I wanted to talk about the nonprofit you are a part of, World Vegan Vision. Could
Mhm.
you talk a bit about what you do with the organization? It's an amazing organization. I just joined the Youth Ambassador program, so I'm very excited for that. But could you talk about what you do a bit?
Sure. So World Vegan Vision is a 30-year-old organization. They started off as Vegetarian Vision, and the purpose of the organization was actually back then when the founder, who's 90 years old right now, when he came to America, he realized that he was a vegetarian, but he realized that his kids did not have vegetarian options to
Wow.
eat.
Yeah.
schools and stuff, and he felt that and if he did not take sort of a step towards it, he probably his children would definitely start eating meat,
Oh,
or the other Indian. He's an Indian guy, so he was thinking that a lot of the Indians were vegetarian, but they are forced to feed their kids meat because just to fit in and everything.
yeah.
So he started this organization to put everybody together to say, let's try and maintain vegetarianism, right?
Yes. That's great.
Now, about 6 years ago, I joined this organization about almost 9 years, 8 years ago. Um, that back then it was still vegetarian vision, but I felt that now we need to do vegan because he's a vegan, by the way. The founder
Yeah.
is vegan.
Okay.
And I said we need to do it, and then we got some more people on board who are vegan and really wanted to work on this.
Yeah.
So the president of New Jersey chapter, he's a doctor. He's a medical doctor. He's vegan.
Got it. That's
He
awesome.
also yes,
Yeah.
and he pushed for it, and so we changed the name from vegetarian mission to World Vegan Mission. Now, what we try to do within the organization, the programs that we do are they range from all different things. We do activism. We do tabling where there's education involved. So, for example, we're going to be going to Rutgers um, and university, and we're going to be going there and talking to people. We're going to have a booth and talk to people about veganism.
Awesome.
So there's an education part of it and outreach part of it. Then there's also other things like we just ran World Vegan Vision just participated in a half marathon this last Sunday, the New
Okay.
York City half marathon, right? And we were the only vegan team of 8 people who ran the marathon. So we try to do things like that where there's awareness. There were people where our 8 runners were wearing t-shirts which said "Go Vegan," and we try to do those kind of things. We're also trying to bring vegan food in schools.
Thank you.
So yeah, no, really needed, right?
Yeah.
Like my son is so tired of eating sun butter and jelly sandwiches, which is the only thing that's vegan in the school.
Yeah.
And
They offer that in school?
now they do. It's just a side lunch. So sometimes he gets it, sometimes he does not. But it's there once in a while. So that's the one that he goes for.
Oh,
And that's it. Basically we don't really get much. So we're trying to bring vegan foods in
yes. That's
as well.
great. Wow. Yeah. No. When I was in an actual like brick and mortar school, there was nothing. And yeah, I did not have the best experience with being vegan at that time, with other kids who didn't understand it. Are there any resources you would like my followers and I to watch, read, or listen to?
Oh, of course. There's so much. I mean, frankly, if you just search for whatever you're looking for, Google is your friend, right? Like you just search for anything, you'll find hundreds of resources. But my favorite ones. So if you are thinking why dairy, like dairy has this thing, this kind of image that, oh, you're not killing the animal. You're not killing the animal. You're
Yeah.
just taking some milk, extra milk from what the calf is getting.
Yeah.
My image was this. I'm just taking a liter out of whatever she's. But the truth of the matter is that dairy is actually beef times 10 because all of the dairy cows go for slaughter, right? All of the male calves are sent for veal. So the
Yep.
veal comes from a dairy industry right away. The female calves eventually are used for dairy. Once they stop giving milk or they're very sick and they reduce the milk production, they go for beef cows as well. So eventually we use abuse and then we use them, we kill them for meat, right? So there's a short film on YouTube called Dairy is Scary. I totally recommend people to watch that. There's also another movie by this person, Erin Janis, who did Dairy is Scary. It's called Why Eggs Are Not Good for You. So you can watch that as well. Netflix has so much resources. So if you're on the fence and if you're thinking, oh, I really want to go vegan, but there's not enough motivation, I can recommend two big movies that you must definitely watch. One is Dominion, and the other one is Earthlings. They're both similar. Um, they can be a little bit graphic, but I think sometimes we need to see graphic in order to make the decision. You know, if
Yes.
we keep sugarcoating everything and saying, oh, this is what it looks like, and happy cows and happy chickens, we'll not be able to make the connection. We need to see what the reality is. These are all undercover videos.
Yep.
So you can watch Earthlings or Dominion. And
Okay.
then if you're worried about the environment, then you should watch Cowspiracy. That's another documentary.
That's a good one.
Yes. And if you're worried about your health, there's a movie called What the Health.
Yep, that's a really good one too.
It's a very good one. I really recommend people. I've seen people go vegan just from watching that movie. But What the Health is one on health. And if you're an athlete like yourself, definitely watch the Game Changers. It'll take away the myth about vegans being weak, or you're giving up something, you're sacrificing your health in order to go vegan. It could be far from truth. The world's strongest man is vegan, and
Yes.
and football teams are going vegan. I mean, I don't think there's no any more proof required for you to understand that. But
Yes.
Game Changers is something that really is a must watch. If you're thinking of if you're struggling with, like, some people say, I'm a pescatarian, I'm a vegetarian otherwise, but I eat some fish. For that, please watch Seaspiracy. It's a new movie that came out.
That's a good one.
Yes, it also talks about environment, like how the by 2050 the oceans are going to be totally empty of fish,
Yeah.
and how fishing nets are the biggest polluters. Not your straws, like you might see Starbucks and other coffee houses saying we don't give you straws. Straws are not the biggest reason. Your fishing
Exactly.
is the fishing nets.
Yep.
So those are the myths that these movies burst, and you have to watch these movies.
Yeah.
I
I
highly recommend.
remember I remember when everyone was freaking out about plastic straws a few years ago. And as a vegan, I was sitting here and I was like, you're literally freaking out about the smallest thing when there's these fishing nets that are giving you the fish to eat, which is just way worse than what we're on the little thing that, I mean, plastic straws aren't great either, but there's so many other things that are bigger than that to look at too.
Yeah.
So
We talk about so many things. We talk about taking smaller showers, right? Oh, I should just take a shorter shower so we save water. But what about all of the pollution? You know how much pollution animal agriculture
yeah,
causes to our waterways? All the drinking water is getting polluted just because all of the slaughterhouse waste goes in these streams and rivers. Uh, there was this movie I saw, and it was quite an eye opener. It said, if you were to fall in that in the water body where they dump all the slaughterhouse waste, you would not survive. You would die because it is so toxic and so pungent that you would not be able to get out of it and survive. There's no way. So that's the kind of pollution that's going in our waters. But we're worried about taking shorter showers and public transportation. I'm not saying I drive an electric car, right?
yeah,
I don't use straws. I try to use I reuse the all the stuff. I'm very environmentally aware, but people who are just doing those things and still eating meat are focusing on the wrong things.
yes. Have you watched Forks Over Knives?
Yes,
That
that's a
one's
good
really
movie
good.
too. Yes.
I'll write that one down. But yeah, lots of resources for you guys to go look at. So you should go do a little bit of research. It's, yeah, like you said, it is a very big eye opener. Then lastly, where can my followers find you on social media so they can keep up with you and what you do?
So I'm on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay.
On Facebook, I'm Neetu Jindal. That's my first name and my last name. And on Instagram, Neetu.Jindal.
Yes, and those will be tagged down below along with World Vegan Vision's Instagram. And
Yes. Yes.
I will make sure to put those down there too so you can check out them. So
If you go on World Vegan Vision website, there is a
website.
link. for mentorship. So I am one of the mentors. So in case any of your viewers are interested in now going vegan, or they're kind of considering whether or not, or if they have any questions, I'm willing to handhold it. I am offering anybody who wants to, they can reach out to me. I'm willing to handhold. I'm willing to, give you all the options that you have. So we used to run this program, which we just recently stopped because it was a big cost to us. But I'll tell you about it. It was called the 8-week vegan challenge. Now,
vegan challenge. Yeah.
So what we were doing was, we would have you, for example, if you were considering going vegan for 8 weeks, we would have you go to a lab, do your blood test, do all your vitals, get your checkup done, right? Now, this is before the 8-week challenge, right? So next day you start your 8 week. And after 8 weeks, again, go for the blood test, go for all your, checkup and stuff. You will see a huge difference. And that is the whole thing. And we paid for the tests, we paid for everything. And we had medical doctors, like we have them on board, and they will guide you, and, they'll check your reports and say, oh, see, this is the difference. Your cholesterol has gone down, your weight has gone down, your diabetes has changed, all of that. So we did that for people who are interested. And there's something similar called the Veganary. I don't know if you've heard about it.
Veganary, yeah. Where you go vegan for January.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. People can try that as well. And there's something called Challenge 22. I would like you to put that down if you're going to put some captions there, called Challenge 22, which also is a program where people can try going vegan. And there's a lot of resources available. They'll send you recipes. They'll send you any kind of help that you want, and then you can check yourself after 22 days, how you feel about it. I have, like I said, I'm offering my help. Like if anybody needs help, I'm happy to help.
Great. So that they can find you through the website as well for mentorship.
Yes.
Okay. Okay then. Well, thank you so much for taking your time to do this interview. Make sure you follow Neetu on all social media platforms and check out the fantastic things they are doing and have been doing. And make sure to follow our other social media platforms as well, so you don't miss out on more interviews and important information. I hope you enjoyed the 10th episode of Society Inspired, and we will see you guys next time.
Thank you.